Hallo ihr Lieben und willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Folge von Genshin Impact. Da ist sie wieder, die ramponierte Annie ist zurück. Und für die nicht auf meinem Discord-Server sind, ich habe es dort ja schon reingeschrieben und eigentlich auch hier auf YouTube, aber ich weiß, dass diese Textnachrichten ganz oft untergehen. Ich bin ja nicht nur vor 2,5 Wochen auf mein Engelsgesicht geflogen und dachte mir, das müsste reichen. Nein, ich habe mir gedacht, das reicht nicht. Ich bin dann auch noch krank geworden, das könnt ihr noch leicht hören. Also meine Stimme versagt immer mal wieder, deshalb sorry, wenn ich mich anhöre wie eine betrunkene Annie. Nein, das hat auch noch nicht gereicht, Leute. Ich habe mir auch noch den kleinen Zeh letzte Woche Mittwoch gebrochen. Ja. Und weil das Glück noch nicht komplett ist mein Auto noch stehen geblieben, weil sich die Batterie entladen hat. Und jetzt steht mein Auto auf der Arbeit. Ich musste meine Eltern anrufen und sagen, hallo, kann mich jemand mal abholen? Und jetzt muss ich eine neue Batterie, beziehungsweise mein Vater versucht, die jetzt noch aufzuladen. Dann treffen wir uns nachher, dann fahren wir wieder zu meiner Arbeit. Und dann versuchen wir, mein Auto wieder in Gang zu kriegen. Oh, das alles mit einem gebrochenen Zeh. Und das war es immer noch nicht. Also, ja doch, damit war es das. Aber eigentlich fahre ich ja am Wochenende nach Düsseldorf. Ihr wisst, ich liebe Düsseldorf. Und es geht eigentlich dorthin. Und ich bin aber total ramponiert. Ich wollte es aber nicht absagen, weil ich will da unbedingt hin. Ich komme da so selten hin. Oh, Leute, das ist alles so schrecklich. Mal sehen, wie das funktioniert. Das wird nichts, aber okay. Ich will da hin und das kriege ich schon irgendwie gebacken. So, und ich dachte mir, wir nehmen jetzt noch mal eine Folge Genshin auf, damit ihr wenigstens eine Sache habt an dem Wochenende, wo ich halt auch nicht da bin. Und ja, ich hab ja geschrieben, so 1 bis 2 Wochen kommt jetzt nichts, aber irgendwie, ich habe Bock drauf. Und jetzt kommt wieder ich dachte ich mir, wir fangen den Legendenauftrag von Zhongli an, also von Mr. Geo Daddy oder auch Mr. CEO of Geo, damit wir was Bestimmtes freischalten. Ich hätte jetzt beinahe gespoilert. Ich meine, die meisten wissen schon, was los ist, aber ich will noch eine Sache freischalten, denn es rückt ja immer näher, dass wir zusammen spielen. Vielleicht klappt es schon im Dezember, wenn ich irgendwann mal wieder halbwegs fitti sein sollte. Oder eben im Januar. Aber ich denke mal, so spätestens Januar geht es los. Also macht euch bereit, Leute. Es geht an. Ich freue mich schon so. Ich freue mich. Und deshalb will ich seine Sache noch machen. So, aber wir beginnen jetzt mal, ne? Ich rede nicht mehr lange.
Oh, I didn't think I would see you here.
Hi. Oh, ja, wartet. Ich muss wieder auf automatisch drücken. Ich habe mein Kapo auch parat.
Yes, we had the fortune of meeting not too long ago. They are quite a knowledgeable and talented pair, and a pleasure to be around. Traveler, we were just discussing the history of Rex Lapis. Would you like to listen?
Na, aber hallo.
This, good sir, seems not to appreciate the almighty power of the Lord of Geo. As a professional archaeologist, I'm inclined to correct some of his erroneous views.
Tatsächlich ist da keiner weiß es besser als er. Oh!
We are discussing the whereabouts of the first
Nehmer.
Mora.
The first Mora?
As everyone knows, the Lord of Geo taught the ancient people of Liyue the craft of smelting, creating goods that allowed them to develop trade with the early nations of that time. Today, Liyue holds the sole right to cast Mora in the entire continent of Teyvat. The world's very first Mora should have been cast by the hands of the Lord of Geo himself thousands of years ago.
According to my research, as well as my own hypothesis, I believe that this coin of unique historical significance has been passed down secretly through the years as a kind of token. For example, perhaps the Qixing who control the Liyue use it in some kind of unknown ceremony they hold when they come to power.
No. My research indicates that the first Mora coin is not such a simple thing. Mora is a catalyst. This we all know. Even today, Mora is used in the mystic arts for its curious properties of weapon enhancement. The world's first Mora would no doubt possess the strongest power. My next historical treatise will boldly expound on the newest findings from my intense decade-long research. That is, that the Lord of Geo used this original Mora as a catalyst to enhance a dagger and a sword.
A dagger and a sword?
Well, buy the book when it comes out to read the full story. For now, I will only reveal this. The one who finds the dagger shall become supreme in Liyue, and the one who finds the sword may be crowned Liyue's sovereign.
I can't say I agree. Let us not speak of the authenticity of the dagger and sword first. But Mora and money came about simply because they are a convenient measure of a contract's value. Rex Lapis just meant for Mora to serve as a catalyst for people to exchange and trade. The world's first Mora is probably just an ordinary coin created by Rex Lapis. As for its fate, the same as all Mora, I suspect. It was simply spent somewhere.
I think that Mr. Hanshua's hypothesis seems reasonable. Mr. Zhongli's argument, on the other hand, lacks any evidence. How can you so easily dismiss the Lord of Geo's profound foresight?
No, I am not debating right or wrong. I am simply stating a fact.
Enough! Do you think you understand the Lord of Geo more than me?
Tatsächlich ist der... schon wieder? Keiner weiß es besser als er? Alles klar. Oder habe ich gerade ein Déjà-vu? Habe ich einen Fiebertraum? Nein, war ein Scherz, ich habe kein Fieber. Alles gut.
I know but little about history, and I wouldn't dare to brag. But discussion is meaningless if everyone has the same opinion, no?
Well then, answer me this.
Ups, sorry.
Long
Das war mein
ago,
Glas.
when Liyue Harbor was being constructed, the Lord of Geo taught the people how to build houses. The model home he used to teach them was completely cast from Mora, correct?
That is correct, indeed.
Okay, then tell me.
Indeed.
Why would the Lord of Geo do something so extravagant if not because of the mystical power that Mora contains?
There's a simple explanation, really. To the god of wealth and commerce, what material is easier to get than Mora?
Es ist, als erzähltest du die Geschichte von jemand anderem.
I mean, I am talking about Rex Lapis.
Ja, klar.
Excuse me, sir. I have some questions about archaeology. Can we find somewhere quiet to chat? I mean, if it's okay with you.
Oh, it's no problem at all. But may my friend accompany us? Perhaps they could be of some help.
Du meinst mich? Ja. Ich bin nur für eine gute Geschichte hier. Nein, wir machen das hier. Du meinst mich? Du willst mich aus? Schnucki-Bucki?
Of course. They can come if that's what pleases you, sir. Let's go.
Let's go. Oh, sorry. Deswegen mache ich auch jetzt nicht die Hauptquest, weil ich nicht weiß, wem es stört, wenn die Stimme so angegriffen ist. Sondern mache jetzt hier so ein Nebending, die wir ja machen müssen. Also ich hoffe, ja, es stört euch jetzt nicht so extrem. Es war nämlich so ein 50-50-Ding, ob ich aufnehmen soll oder nicht. Und da dachte ich mir, naja, dann mache ich einen Kompromiss. Ich weiß nicht, ob ich das schon gesagt habe. Irgendwie bin ich von meinem Brain her nicht so ganz auf der Höhe. Also wundert euch nicht, wenn ich irgendwas doppelt und dreifach erzähle. So, wann, Jan?
What I'm about to say is a bit disrespectful of the Lord of Geo and would draw a lot of angry looks. So it's best to discuss this somewhere quiet. Your argument just now exhibited acuteness of speech and thought. Most importantly, you don't fall for the boasting and acting of the others. You remain objective. So I have a question for you. Perhaps you will answer differently from other scholars. Do you think that all the gods that the Geo Archon killed were evil?
Oh.
Let's not analyze it in terms of good versus evil. Rex Lapis placed great importance on the integrity of contracts. So any gods he killed certainly must have broken some kind of contract.
Right! The Lord of Geo wouldn't kill the innocent.
But when I was doing some research, I learned about the legend of the god of salt. The god of salt, Havria, was a very kind god. But she encountered Morax one day in battle. Morax used a rather underhanded trick to assassinate her.
What? No way!
This bit of history is a long story. But you may not like the truth when you hear it.
Don't worry, please tell me what you know. This event, I've already searched for answers for a long time.
Ihr seht etwas verlegen aus, Zhongli. Ist die Geschichte so kompliziert?
Quite so. I don't know where to begin.
Over here, Mr. Zhongli. I've been looking for you.
Hallo, wer bist du? Die Fatui, was
so
willst
you're
du?
over here all this
Bock es
time.
aus! Oh, ich habe einfach zwischengequatscht. Macht nichts.
Put down your
Oh,
weapon
wartet,
and
ich muss mal
stay
husten. Ich
back.
mach mal kurz mein Mikro aus.
Paimon's reporting you to
Okay,
the
bin wieder
Lilith.
da.
First of all, I'm not holding a weapon. There's no need to overreact now. I'm simply an archaeological researcher from Snezhnaya. I'm not here for trouble.
The Fatui say that every time.
But this time, I registered with the Liyue Ministry of Civil Affairs. I could show you the official documentation if you want to see it. I will be conducting an archaeological survey here, the results of which will all be shared with the ministry. I heard that Wangsheng Funeral Parlor had a consultant named Zhongli, with immense knowledge of ancient history and archaeology. So I paid Wangsheng Funeral Parlor a handsome amount to hire Zhongli as my own consultant while I'm in town.
So you mean to say that this is work for the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, yes?
Was sollen wir tun? Ich denke, es ist das Beste, vorsichtig zu sein.
Well, since it's work, I don't have a choice. A consultant of the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor must respect their duty.
Of course you would be such a reasonable man. Well then, let's head out now, shall we?
Wait, if you are studying archaeology, can I go too? I am also a scholar in this field, so I can help.
That will give us a chance to continue the topic we were just discussing. Oh, and you should tag along too.
Warum? Ich weiß wirklich nichts über Archäologie.
This experience may be of help to you on your future adventures.
Okay, ich komme mit,
It is
aber
a
nur weil du
story
es
from
bist, mein
before
kleines
the rise of the
Schnuckelchen. Oh,
Seven.
muss ich jetzt auch noch niesen? Oh Gott, oh
Although
Gott.
the god of salt
Ich versuch's
has
zu
already
unterdrücken.
perished, it will still be a meaningful experience for your journey.
Wait. This is an archaeological expedition, not a tour group. That's too many people.
But this friend of mine has a treasure-finding talent, surpassed by no one. It will surely be of great help to us.
Aha,
Oh,
wir sind eine
what
große
talent?
Hilfe.
If my friend espies a treasure chest, they will absolutely find a way to open it.
Hey, Paimon's good at that too.
Well, that is quite enticing. All right, then. Well, let's go. There's no time to waste. When the Overlord of the Vortex was crushed by the Jade Chamber recently, perhaps something of interest was washed ashore. An ancient artifact would be good. Traces of ancient activity would be great. But a piece of the god's limb would be even better. Who knows what surprises we may find.
Die Legendenaufträge gehen immer so circa 1 Stunde bis 1,5 Stunden, nur dass du schon mal Bescheid weißt, ne? Das sind immer ein paar längere Quests, sag ich jetzt einfach mal so. Ich weiß ja gar nicht, wer sich so alles dafür interessiert, aber ich finde schon, dass das sehr wichtige Quests sind, so Hintergrundinfos von den jeweiligen Charakteren und deswegen will ich die euch gerne zeigen. Oh, wartet mal, was habe ich denn hier noch? Ich wollte eigentlich Mr. Zhongli heilen, denn ich Dummdödel hab's vergessen. Ich habe den nämlich gerade gekillt, als ich auf dem Weg zum Perlenboot war. Den Arm. Ich habe den Arm einfach huppdi-hupps genommen.
This place looks so ordinary. Can we really find anything valuable here?
Huh? Paimon thinks it looks really grand.
I don't mean the scenery, but rather that there should be something out of the ordinary. A big battle did just occur and all, and I don't even know where to begin looking here.
Guyan Stone Forest is actually the perfect place to be, if you wish to learn about the gods or the history of the Archon War. Legend has it that Rex Lapis threw spears made of large rock into the sea here, piercing and crushing the Overlord of the Vortex. After many years of wind erosion, those stone spears have turned into the unique rock formations we see now.
These mountains were the Lord of Geo's weapons?
What we see now is just the part of them that remains. The stone spears hurled by Rex Lapis all those years ago were much greater, both in number and in size. But due to the different angles they landed at, their large centers of mass, erosion by seawater, and years of gravity, many of them have been completely swallowed by the sea. So besides wind erosion, the initial collapsing of the stone spears also played a big part in the formation of Guyun Stone Forest.
Well, a god able to fight one so powerful as Rex Lapis was certainly very strong in its own right.
Indeed.
Indeed.
This is where the value lies in research at Guyun Stone Forest. Most of the objects from that time were lost to the sea. But the gigantic waves created by the Overlord of the Vortex have given those sunken objects a chance to see the light of day again.
So you're saying that if we look carefully, we'll be able to get very, very rich. Rich with archaeological knowledge and historical
Du
value.
kleiner
Yes?
Racker.
That's all I seek in life.
Ich hol gleich meine Route raus, ey.
Since we
Und
brought
dann
so
gibt's
many
aber
people,
einen
I
über die
think it would be
Löffel.
best to split up and look.
Okay then. I will go with my friend here.
Ich bin dein
Although I have
Freund.
a smattering of knowledge in
Entschuldigung.
various disciplines, when it comes to archaeology, I can't compete with the expert here.
Huh? Me?
What's the matter? This is your profession. Why are you so surprised?
I get it. I'll escort him then.
Okay. If we find anything valuable or rare, let's meet on the shore opposite from here.
Let's go.
The ancient god probably left behind lots of elemental marks. Following them should make our search much easier.
Well, go ahead then. Use your elemental sight to look for any marks.
Guten Tag, die Herrschaften. Goodbye, Herrschaften. Ah! Lass mich bitte in Ruhe. Mein Popo ist zu sexy. Nutze den... Achso, den... Okay, sorry. Warte mal. Was soll ich suchen? Um nach Reliquien zu suchen. Welche? Seht ihr irgendwas? Ich sehe nichts.
Race you!
Ich gehe nochmal hier hin. Und dann. Hui! Okay. Ich habe keine Ahnung. Ach so, da müssen wir vielleicht den hier. Das kann natürlich sein.
Out of the frying pan.
Ah ja, na toll. Wäre ich mal 2 Schritte weitergegangen.
Odds revealed
Mist.
by...
Oh. Kanari, my boy. Oh, ich hänge fest.
So, let's nip
Tju,
that in
tju,
the
tju,
bud.
tju. Oh mein Gott. Oh. So, gleich haben wir's. Alles klar, was ist hier drin? Was für ein Schatz ist hier drin? Gib ihn mir, gib ihn
Why
mir.
are there enemies here?
Nutze den... Achso, es geht weiter.
Guyun Stone Forest is a place where a
Benutzter
god was
Holzpfahl,
defeated,
alles klar.
and its remnants
Guten
still affect
Tag,
the area
guten
to this
Tag.
day.
Bitte lass mich in Ruhe. So, was muss ich jetzt? Muss ich hier hin? Seid ihr das?
Keep up.
Könnten sie sein, oder?
By royal decree.
Geh raus aus dem Wasser, sonst kriegst du
One with
direkt
the
was ab.
force.
Okay. Ah ja, okay, das... Habt ihr das gehört? mein Hals wollte auch gerade was sagen. Ich hoffe, das habt ihr nicht gehört. Okay, ich brauche Energie. Das finde ich ja in Fontaine so toll, dass du einfach ins Wasser springen kannst und dann ändert sich die Ausdauer. Und das hat mich hier schon so manches Mal fast gekillt, weil ich jetzt so dran gewöhnt bin, einfach reinzuspringen. Es ist nicht gut, Leute, es ist nicht gut. Aber freut euch schon, wenn wir in Fontaine sind. Ohne Witz, das ist momentan einfach mein absolutes Lieblingsgebiet. Und es ist so traurig, dass ich noch nicht dort sein kann.
See that object
Aber
in
wir
the
sind
center?
ja gut dabei.
Perhaps it
Beinahe
emits the
hätte
remnant
ich.
strength of the god. That would certainly attract them.
Sein Pfahl erklimmt.
The hydro-mimic monsters.
Noch mehr Gegner im
I
Anmarsch?
have a
Okay.
contract and must
Ja.
put my personal feelings aside. Go ahead. Defeat them and recover the rest.
Also mir kann ja das keiner erzählen, dass sich
It's
hier die
just a
Musik
stone slab.
anhört wie Final
But its
Fantasy von Final
design is
Fantasy
quite
7.
unique.
Das ist hier wirklich
There
nachgemacht.
should be enough
Und
to
wehe,
garner
jemand
some
sagt,
information.
nein, das stimmt nicht.
Let's head back.
Aha, habt ihr ein Date? Hi.
You call yourself a scholar of archaeology? You can't even recognize this or that. What are you good for?
We all have our areas of expertise. I already tried very hard to explain.
Oh, stop arguing! What in the world happened?
This girl just keeps bragging about how she's an archaeologist, but she doesn't even know anything about the surrounding ruins. I even know more than her. She left me to rely solely on guessing, experience, to find anything valuable to take back. Ugh, what a waste of time.
Alles klar, bleib locker.
I've just been researching the god of salt, so I'm not familiar with sea relics. Is that so strange?
Das ist etwas seltsam. Man sollte keine fehlenden Grundkenntnisse in seinem Feld haben.
And you? You kept asking about how much Mora everything is worth. Can the value of relics only be measured
Sehr
in
seltsam,
Mora?
aber es ist halt einer von den Fatuis, ne?
Isn't measuring their value in Mora the easiest way? This also matches the traditions of Liyue, does it not?
Now, calm down. No need to make a fuss. We were able to bring back some intriguing
Ich liebe
objects.
ihn, der ist so
Let's have a look.
reif. Reif wie eine Pflaume. War ein Scherz, Leute.
shame.
Sorry. Ich bin ein bisschen durch.
These objects were indeed washed ashore by the Overlord of the Vortex, but they have nothing to do with the god besides being in the vicinity at the time. The stone slab we found, however, has a mysterious pattern and faint aura of divine power. Perhaps it will be useful for research purposes.
Quick, give it to me.
Er bleibt locker?
At least we didn't come for nothing. The power of the gods. Yes, this is good. Oh, but these other objects are certainly worth a little something, right? It should be enough to cover the cost of hiring you. It's all mine.
So, it's only valuable for research if there are remnants of divine power on it?
Not at all. My quest to uncover the history of the god of salt is because history can tell us about culture and beliefs. But you? You're
But
just trying to
you?
use archaeology to get rich.
Nonsense. I'm a professional archaeology researcher from Snezhnaya. I swear. If I'm lying, may the Lord of Geo strike me down.
Ja, sag das nicht so laut, das könnte passieren. Nein, du versuchst durch Archäologie reich zu werden. Nein, du versuchst die Stärke der Götter zu sammeln.
Oh, by the way, you probably don't want to sell that teacup.
Oh? Why's that?
That's not an ancient teacup. It's part of Ningguang's collection.
Ups.
It must have fallen here along with the Jade Chamber. So unless you want to mess with the Qixing...
Ah, I see. What a shame. It was of such high quality, too.
See? You do want to sell these objects.
What? So what? Why can't I pursue
Oh,
wealth
da hinten
both
ist noch ein
intellectual
Schein, den
and
ich nicht
material?
geöffnet habe.
Don't be so simple-minded. All right, then. No need to stay here any longer. I'm rather quite intrigued by the God of Salt, too, actually. Let's go to Sal Flora next.
Ja, lass uns gehen. Okay, wo müssen wir hin? Von wo aus gehen wir am besten los? Ich glaube von hier, oder? Ich überlege noch, je nachdem, wie es meine Stimme dann mitmacht, ob wir danach noch Xingqius Quest beenden. Wer das Video vom Jademach gesehen hat, weiß, dass ich die Quest von Xingqiu anfangen musste, habe aber mittendrin abgebrochen, weil ich dann wieder das Jademach machen konnte. Oh, das ist so nervig, wenn irgendwelche Quests gesperrt werden und man dann eine andere machen muss, nur um die andere wieder freizuschalten. Da fehlt mir jetzt noch die letzte Hälfte quasi, falls es noch eine Hälfte ist. Vielleicht ist es auch nur noch ein Viertelstück oder so. Ich überlege nachher, wir gucken mal, wie es nach dieser Aufnahme ist mit der Stimme. Dann nehme ich eventuell da noch das restliche Stück auf. Denn ich bin seit der Quest gesperrt für den Multiplayer, wie ihr oben links sehen könnt. Ist ein bisschen doof. Aber nur ein bisschen, weil ich komme damit auch nicht, oder dadurch auch nicht in die Kanne rein. Das ist etwas anstrengend.
I heard that Sal Flora was once the home of the god of salt's people. Therefore, there's sure to be loads of valuable relics nearby.
According to legend, the people of the god of salt, Havria, enjoyed prosperous lives under her protection. But this legend has been around for ages. With the countless scrap collectors and treasure hoarders in the area, there probably aren't many valuable things left here.
Oh, good. That's just great. If I knew it was picked this clean before, I wouldn't have come.
About that, I know there's a ruin deep in this cave here. It's related to the god of salt, which is actually how the area originally got its name of Sal Flora. However, the ruin entrance has been sealed by a mysterious power. Nobody has been able to break the seal. I found a mechanism that seemed to be related to the seal, but when I undid the mechanism, the seal wasn't affected at all. So at the moment, the seal's origin and how to break it are very important topics in my research on the god of salt.
Gibt es eine Verbindung zum Volk der Göttin des Salzes? Gibt es eine Verbindung zu Rex Lapis?
I don't know. There's no concrete evidence. But I'm pretty sure the seal is meant to hide some kind of long-forgotten truth. The god of salt was a benevolent god, adored by the people, not to mention powerful. She wouldn't have any kind of shameful secrets to hide. So, the one who wants to hide some truth is very possibly her killer, Morax.
This doesn't sound like something the Lord of Geo would do, though.
Who cares about all that? It sounds like countless treasures of the god of salt lie within this ruin, just waiting for someone to find them, right?
You weren't listening at all, were you? Ugh. Even if there's a mountain of treasures inside, nobody can get in if the seal isn't broken.
Ah, but we have the illustrious Mr. Zhongli with us. He looks like he knows just about everything. A little seal shouldn't be any trouble for him.
Weiß auch alles.
This seal
Es sieht
seems
nicht
to be
so
quite
aus.
ancient. Even Mr. Zhongli may not know all of its secrets.
I may know something about it.
What?
Tja, da
Over the
staunst
years,
du,
I've heard
ne?
various rumors with bits of knowledge about seals. Although their references seem rather disorderly, they do in fact contain the secret to breaking seals. Let's go take a look at the mechanism Miss Wanyan just mentioned.
Okay, since Mr. Zhongli says so, follow me
Das ist
then.
eine Aufgabe. Follow me. Okay, wo müssen wir hin? Schwuppdiwupp. Geht zur ersten Vorrichtung. Das machen wir doch glatt. Ich versuche einmal hier so drum herum zu laufen. Guten Tag. Oh, ich glaube, ich muss gleich wieder husten. Ich versuche es zu unterdrücken. So ein Käse. So ein Käse. Warum muss das alles so kurz vor meiner Düsseldorf-Reise passieren? Oh, das ist so ärgerlich. Aber
Here it
gut.
is. There's some debris scattered here that, when put together, look like they definitely had to do with the god of salt.
Geht
See
zur
that?
zweiten Vorrichtung. Ja,
Although
das
we
war ja schon mal
activated the
einfach.
mechanism, nothing happened to the seal.
Also wenn ihr das Video am Wochenende sehen
because there's actually
solltet,
another
ich schätze
mechanism
mal
that must
schon,
be activated.
dass ich es am Wochenende hochlade, dann mache ich mir
Mother?
gerade ein schönes Leben in
Let me-
Düsseldorf. Ah, ich
This
werde
place seems
berichten.
familiar. Huh, I remember. I think there's some elemental monuments here. So you're saying they're related to all this? When I investigated the seal last time, I had someone with a vision accompany me. But when we lit up all the elemental monuments, nothing happened.
That's because you don't just need to activate them at the same time, but in a certain order as well. Otherwise, the seal will not be broken. The secret to this puzzle is hidden in the legends about the Archon
Oh mein Gott,
War.
mach das jetzt nicht. Mein
Tianhong
Hirn
in
ist
the
gerade
south,
Matsch.
Yaoguang
Süden,
in the
Osten,
east,
Westen, Norden.
Jueyun
Merkt
in the
euch das
west,
bitte. Süden, Osten,
Jingse in the
Westen,
north.
Norden. Oh,
All
jetzt wo ich mich
desolate
gerade
and
überhaupt nicht
devoid of
konzentrieren
life.
kann.
Liyue is vast,
Süden,
yet
Osten,
even one
Westen,
haven
Norden.
is hard to find.
To the north, to the east. Do the people of Liyue always talk in riddles?
I think I've heard this saying before.
Certainly you have. And the contents of this saying are also related to the god of salt. To provide a haven for her people, whose lives had been ravaged by the Archon War, This benevolent god searched all across Liyue. At that time, with the chaotic fires of war engulfing the land, even one sliver of peace was a luxury. And that haven she eventually found is right here. Today, it is known
Rede
as
nicht
Sal
so viel, sonst
Flora.
kann ich mir das nicht
How sad
merken.
then.
Mann.
This peaceful place was destroyed by Morax.
Okay, enough with these ancient stories. Now that we have the clue, hurry
Ja,
up
danke,
and break
danke,
the
danke.
seal. Whatever happened
Hirn ist
doesn't
grad auf
matter as long as we
Hochtouren.
can get inside that ruin.
Tianheng in the south, Yaoguang in the east, Jueyun in the west, Qingse in the north. With this clue, you
Weißt du,
should be
Zhongli,
able to
das
solve
kannst
the
du auch
puzzle.
selbst lösen. Ich warte hier so lange, okay? Okay, Süden. Guten Tag. Wartet mal, ich mache euch erstmal weg hier, sonst geht ihr mir auf den Keks.
Gather. Can't see?
Ey, ich werde eingefroren.
I hear everything.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire! Ha!
So. Okay, wo geht's denn los? Ich glaube hier hinter, ne? Okay, wartet. Ah, okay. Die nehmen wir noch mit. Also Süden.
What trinkets lie veiled
Osten.
within this desolate plain?
Osten. War hier einer? Ja. Westen. Oh, es klappt. Wir kriegen es gebacken. Also ich krieg's gebacken. Ihr müsst ja zuschauen und das ertragen. Und Norden. Yeah! Und gleich kommt, hast du falsch gemacht, weil du dumm bist.
Look! The seal really was broken! Mr. Zhongli is indeed quite remarkable.
Oh ja, Mr. Zhongli
It was
ist
nothing,
einfach
really.
absolut Hottie.
Now,
Er sieht nicht nur Hottie
it's time
aus
that
und hat eine
people
Hottie
learn the
Stimme,
hidden
der ist auch
truth
einfach super
lost to
intelligent
time.
und deshalb mega hot. Weißt du, Zhongli, Gegensätze ziehen sich an. Ich bin dumm, du bist intelligent. Also das passt ja, ne? Wie wär's mit uns beiden? Kann ich dich auf ein Date einladen? Jo. Okay, jetzt ist das Siegel gebrochen.
Before entering the ruin, I have a proposal that will help us prevent the kind of senseless arguing between you two that we saw at Guyenstone Forest.
Okay. What is it?
I propose you two agree upon a contract, stipulating that we alternate who gets claim to
Ich
each
trinke mal
treasure we
Wasser nebenbei,
encounter,
mein Kapo
with
ist
only
leer.
one object permitted per claim. To show my sincerity, I won't be taking any treasure. This will just be between you all.
Ich werde auch keine nehmen.
Hey! Don't pass an opportunity
Paimon, wir
like
haben
this.
genug Geld.
I don't agree. I mean, you want me to split the treasure with this amateur archaeologist? No,
Ja, dann
absolutely
kommst du halt
not.
nicht mit. Hau ab.
I don't agree either.
Ja, dann kommst du auch nicht mit. Hau ab. Ich gehe mit Geodaddy alleine rein. Wir machen auch garantiert nichts
If the
Böses.
contract is not agreed upon, I will no longer serve as your consultant on this expedition. You will have to rely on your own experience to find whatever treasures are hidden in this ruin, as well as traps.
You have the audacity to demand this.
Audacity.
Okay, then. Even half of the treasure in the long-sealed ruin of the God of Salt should be enough to make a fortune.
If you want me to agree upon this contract, so be it. I just have one request, Mr. Zhongli. If we discover the truth behind the God of Salt, you must judge it fairly, even if the truth harms Morax's image.
I can accept this arrangement. Well then, let's go.
Mir fällt gerade ein, ich weiß gar nicht, ob ich ziehen kann. Oh, doch, kann ich. Aber ist die Frage, ob ich Furina hier... Also doch, Furina ist eigentlich gar nicht so schlecht. Oh, wartet mal. Das nehme ich noch mit. Das Problem ist nur, ich kann sie halt noch nicht nutzen, falls ich sie kriegen sollte. Da ich ja noch nicht in Fontaine bin, ne? Also eigentlich nützt sie mir gerade nichts. Andererseits, ja, weiß ich nicht. Ob ich einmal ziehen sollte? I don't know. Warte mal. Oh, bitte lass mich in Ruhe. Los, rein mit uns. Ganz schnell. Was brauchen wir denn? Ach so, okay. Geodaddy haben wir ja dabei. Ja, das passt schon. Ah, Tainari, ich liebe dich. Ah. Let's go. Statue
Are
betrachten.
these statues?
No. These are
Oh, es ist so gruselig. Irgendwie erinnert mich das an Pompeji so ein bisschen.
They were probably
Nur, dass das hier eben
followers of the
Salz ist
god
und
of salt.
kein
How did they
Vulkanausbruch.
become this way?
What in the world is hidden deep in this ruin?
So.
By royal
Ich glaube, wenn wir... Oh, nein! Ach!
Enshroud.
Mein Dings hat sich geändert.
Keep up.
Tainari ist nicht mehr auf der 4. Das war eben ein bisschen doof. Okay. Kann ich hier hochklettern? Nein, ich muss, glaube ich, mit Zhongli. Wupp, wupp, wupp. So. Oh, ehrlich? Okay. Wir müssen noch 2 Sekunden warten, meine Lieben. Oh! Huch! Naja, egal. Funktioniert trotzdem. Ich sage nichts dazu, aber ich glaube, ihr wisst, was ich dachte. Kann ich das kaputt machen? Nein. Gibt es hier eine Truhe? Nein. Oh, ich muss gleich husten. Oh.
Look at this.
Ja, ich
Filled
schaue.
halfway with salt.
Oh, it just looks like a fancy salt holder. Seems like the god of salt was a god lacking in treasures.
Ja, hallo, unendlich Salz.
According to my
Vertickt
knowledge,
das.
it's no ordinary vessel. Although it is only half full, it is also forever half full.
Oh,
That
ich
is
glaube,
to
ich habe euch das
say,
gerade
it is bottomless.
vorweggenommen. Ich wusste nämlich,
What?
dass es endlos
You're saying
ist.
that even if I pour the
Sorry.
salt
Ich kann
out,
einfach
the
nicht
amount
denken
inside won't
heute.
change?
Exactly.
Able to produce endless salt.
Ich versuche nicht
The
zu
god of
spoilern.
salt is
Tut mir leid.
powerful indeed.
Das war jetzt zum Glück nichts
After all
Schlimmes.
that
Aber ich hätte ja
effort,
vorhin
I
auch
found
schon beinahe
precious
gespoilert.
treasure. I claim this is mine. I just need to pour the endless salt into 1,000 or 10,000 bags.
Ja,
I
im
can
Grunde
sell it and make a
schon.
fortune.
Hey, how can you use a relic of the god of salt for such a shallow pursuit?
If Mr. Clement wants this salt chalice, then the next object we find will belong to Miss Wanyan, according to the contract agreed upon.
Of course, as we agreed. But how can anything be worth more than this rare find?
Ja, warten wir mal die
Since
Pausen
we have a
ab.
contract, it's no use for me to fight with him.
Then let's move on, shall we?
Let's move on. Oh, es geht weiter. Oh, das ist blöd, dass Zhongli jetzt auf der 4 ist. Da muss ich mich umgewöhnen.
Out of the frying pan.
Can't see? So.
Nee, du bist noch nicht down. Okay, jetzt bist du down. Oh, du bist noch da. Hallo. Hier, du kriegst mein Ult reingedrückt. Ja. So bin ich. Hätte nicht sein müssen. Ah, okay, wartet.
Gather!
Okay. Ist hier eine Truhe? Nein. Was haben wir denn hier? Was ist denn das? Ein Messding?
Just a simple ruler.
Ah ja,
Doesn't look to be
tatsächlich.
worth anything.
This, if I remember correctly, this is some kind of measuring tool.
Indeed. But the god of salt imbued it with another
Indeed. Ich
power.
liebe es, wenn er das
When you
sagt.
stick this ruler in the ground, the surrounding area will become covered in salt, much like a rising tide covers the earth. The deeper it is stuck in the ground, the more salt will appear. It is essentially a bumper harvest of salt.
What? That's even better than the salt chalice.
Well then, according to our contract, the salt ruler goes to Miss Wanyan.
No, unacceptable. I paid for and organized this entire expedition. Why should I get the short end of the
Oh
stick?
boy, ey.
And this girl has been useless. Why would she get anything?
Sei nicht so gierig, meine
Here we go
Fresse.
again.
Seufzt. Während wir über unnütze Menschen sprechen.
So you are saying you want to break the contract?
Oh.
So what if
Dich
I
wird ein
break
Meteor
it? Now that
treffen,
I've
mein
seen how the
Boy.
mechanisms in this ruin work, I no longer need you. Let's not forget who hired who here. Why should I let you make the rules?
Because you agreed to a contract. Rex Lapis once said, "Ones who break their contracts shall suffer the wrath of the rock."
That is one of your Liyue gods. I am from Snezhnaya.
Aber du bist gerade
Will
in
suffer
Lio.
the wrath of the
Mann,
rock.
Mann, raffst es
You
nicht?
may find it rather unpleasant.
Oh. Nein, wartet. Ich hasse es, dass meine Konstellation... Oh, dass meine Konstellation geändert
Stabilize.
wurde. Das ist voll
Oh, it's
anstrengend.
revealed by...
One with the forest. Ta.
Race you, Boba, get them.
Nein, oh nein, ich hasse das.
This is order.
Ich will meine Konstellation wieder zurückhaben.
I shall confiscate your treasure as well. You are not worthy to continue any further into the ruin. Leave this place.
Oh, darn you!
Du hast
Just
ihn
you wait.
gehört.
Some archaeological survey. He could only pretend for so long.
Wenigstens waren wir auf der Hut. Ich hoffe, du wirst nie so gierig wie er, Paimon.
It's Mora, but Paimon doesn't do bad things.
Clement's wrongdoing stemmed from greed, yes. But besides greed, there are many other things that may tempt us to break contracts. When people see the object of their dreams, how many are really able to control their desire and follow the contract? I think we should be honest with each other now.
Huh? Be honest about what?
That in truth, not a single member of this
Na, ist sowieso nicht. Du hast mich
archaeological
ja gezwungen.
expedition came here for archaeology.
Why do you say that?
Miss, you lack even the most basic archaeological knowledge, and can recognize naught but a few simple relics. However, you are an expert when it comes to anything regarding the god of salt. You aren't interested in archaeology or relics. What you're really interested in is the god of salt. I believe those legends about the god of salt that you mentioned on the Pearl Galley are passed down between generations at Yinyuan Hall.
Okay, that's enough.
Ist das da eine Truhe?
Sir, you are indeed a man of great knowledge and talents. I seem to have been right to seek you out once I plucked up my courage. You're right. I'm not a scholar of archaeology. I come from one of the 8 trades under the jurisdiction of the Chising, Yinyuan Hall of the salt industry. Our ancestors were those protected by the god of salt all those years ago, when the Archon War engulfed the land in chaos.
Wenn ich darüber nachdenke, habe ich dich nie Rex Lapis sagen hören. Ich habe dich nie Herrscher über die Felsen sagen hören.
Oh, right. Now that you mention it, the people of Liyue very seldom use the name Morax.
During the war, Morax assassinated our god out of envy for her power. He left us alone and lost in the world. We hate him. But this is Morax's Liyue after all. And its history is written as he wishes. So I seek proof of Morax's guilt. He has blood on his hands and cruelty in his heart. We agreed to a contract that we will face the truth head on, didn't we, Mr. Zhongli? You must judge this history fairly.
Naturally, of course. But I must add, Liyue is no longer Morax's Liyue. Come with me. All the answers you seek lie ahead.
Okay. Let's go. Da, 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 da. Ich habe doch irgendwo was gesehen. Guckt mal. Wie komme ich denn da hin? Hello? Muss ich das zerstören? Wie komme ich denn da hin? Wartet mal, ich muss mal kurz gucken. Nee. Ist das eine Fake-Truhe? Oh, ich habe nichts gesagt. Das habt ihr nicht gesehen. Okay, ihr wart gerade ganz plötzlich für kurze Zeit blind. So.
Gather!
Nu? Wartet mal. Hui. Okay. Muss ich... Wartet mal, wenn ich das hier platziere, müsste das funktionieren?
Stabilize!
Oh. Du hast es echt drauf, mein Hottie.
By royal decree.
Can't see?
Nein, 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 nein. Ah, ich komme einfach nicht klar, wenn das nicht so ist, wie ich das möchte. Ich weiß, das habe ich jetzt schon 100 Millionen Mal gesagt. Aber ich erzähle es euch gerne noch 10 Mal. Weil, ist so.
Luba, get them.
As you wish, mein Fräulein.
One with the forest. So,
Oh, 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 oh.
Solidify! Order guide you!
Oz, reveal thy...
Ja, das kriegen wir hin. Ich muss erstmal sein Schild runterknallen, genau. Und
I'll
dann...
prove you.
Piu, 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 piu. Ach, ich liebe diesen Boy. So, was haben wir denn hier? Haben wir eine Truhe parat? Nee. Oh, doch, 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 doch. Wartet mal. Truhen sind nie verkehrt.
This is a sword? Aha! It's a broken sword! This is proof! This proves that the god of salt had to fight back. Fight back against the evil Morax. But sadly, she was defeated. The power of this sword surely is much greater than that of the Salt Chalice and Salt Ruler. If we can repair the sword, then we can show the world the mighty power of the god of salt.
It does look like something left behind after being defeated in battle.
2 pieces of a broken sword. From an archaeological perspective, these are 2 separate relics. According to the contract, you can only claim one.
Why? We were alternating claims to treasure, true. But Clement is no longer here.
Das ändert nichts am
Yes.
Vertrag.
But the only one object per claim clause still holds true. You cannot take 2 relics at the same time.
This logic!
Zhongli, she seems like a good person, and no one is fighting over the treasure. How about you let this one slide, huh?
When there's a contract, nothing can be allowed to slide. If the contract is not followed, then it is broken.
No! If I only take 1/2, then it can't be repaired, and the power of the god of salt cannot be restored. No matter what, I must be faithful to her. Even if it breaks the contract, I don't care.
So you are already decided? Then there is a price to pay for breaking the contract.
Zhongli!
That is to say, you consign yourself to suffer the wrath of the rock.
That's okay. The god of salt gave up her life to protect her people. My sacrifice is nothing compared to that. Punish me however you want. Just let me take this proof of my faith.
No, you can't hit her!
Perhaps that punishment would be easier for her. But as punishment, I will tell you the truth.
Huh? The truth? You mean the truth is my punishment?
Yes. The truth that I am about to tell you shall be your price to pay for breaking the contract. I'm afraid to say that the god of salt, Havria, was not the powerful god you imagine her to be. Rather, she was a small and weak god who yielded to all other gods. When it came to war, she lost, never able to win a seat among the seven.
What?
During the Archon War, the gods of this world used all their strength and cunning to vie for control of Tevat. But Havria instead chose to flee. She thought that by giving up before a fight could start, she could save herself and her people from the war. However, during such a long war, there is no end to the advances of aggressors. After making countless concessions, Havria lost all of her lands, until only one small haven remained.
No. No! It can't be so.
In her last days, she had not even a single blade to defend her people with.
Not even a single blade? Then... this sword...
This sword is not a relic belonging to the god of salt, but is instead the murder weapon used to kill her.
Murder weapon? No! That's not true! That can't be true! You're trying to test my faith in the god of salt!
As I said before, I only state the facts.
Preposterous! You are a follower of Morax! Don't try to trick me!
Lauf nicht weg! Lauf nicht weg!
Hey! Hey! Come back!
Das war zu viel für sie. Du sagtest, es war die Wahrheit?
Indeed. Otherwise, why would I use the truth as punishment? I did not want to tell her such cruel facts. But the contract was broken. Let's follow her deeper into the ruin. There, I fear, we will find something that will leave her no choice
Kennt er auch keine
but to
Gnade,
face the
ne?
truth.
Der gute Zhongli. So. Okay, das kann ich ja nicht mitnehmen. Truhe sehe ich auch keine. Das hier mal nochmal kaputt. Manchmal ist dahinter noch eine. Nein. Ah, oh, ich laufe falsch. Warum sagt mir das denn keiner? Mann, Mann, Mann.
Are these statue thingies running? What will we find ahead?
Salt. And betrayal.
Da bist du ja. Bist ja nicht weit gekommen. Ich muss mich mal anders hinsetzen mit meinem Fuß.
What are all these?
Wundert euch nicht, wenn ich jetzt hier
What did they see?
rumorgel.
What did they do? What happened?
Since you do not trust me, let us continue onward. That which lies beyond this door will show you all that happened back then.
Das sieht so übel aus.
This is the scene of the crime. Havria's body dissipated,
Oh Mann.
leaving nothing but these traces of salt. Her dying moments have since been frozen in time to this very day. The story continues that some among her people realized at last that this gentle, kind, but weak god could never protect anyone in wartime. The Archon War was cruel in the extreme. Instead of consigning her to the agony of defeat, they thought perhaps it would be better to give her a quick release.
But what about these statue thingies?
Ein Fluch, wa?
No matter how weak the god, the power that flows forth when they are slain
Oh.
is beyond the strength of mortal coils to bear. Those who could not flee were thus transformed. Those of her people who were untouched by this disaster left for Liyue, where they sought refuge with Rex Lapis. Their descendants feared Havria's remnants and lived in terror that she had laid upon them an eternal curse. So they risked their lives to come here, to break the sword, and offer up obeisances in hopes that her anger might be appeased. But they need not have done so. For how could a god who had never once resisted,
Oh, es ist so
even till the
traurig.
end,
Mann, das hat sie nicht
nurse hatred
verdient.
for her people in her heart?
Even if this is so, I can't. This must be a lie. A false history, all of it. Don't you dare try to shake my faith.
Und da rennt sie wieder.
Yikes. Zhongli didn't show any mercy this time either.
This is the price she must pay. Yet I would not call it a bad thing. Judging by how she appeared, I fear that she will struggle for a time. But even if she may not escape that struggle immediately, simply recognizing the truth is good enough for now.
Du scheinst nur allzu vertraut zu sein, damit was mit der Göttin des Salzes geschehen ist. Du hast nicht nur einfach Gerüchte darüber gehört, wie das Siegel zu brechen ist, oder?
Indeed. In ages past, Havria's story served as a warning to me as well. Faith in a god who has already passed will do you no good. So it is for Havria. And so it is for Morax also.
Das Volk von Liyue wird das eines Tages verstehen.
All right then. Now, would you like to accompany me in taking a trip to
Ich folge dir
Guyenstone
überall
Forest?
hin.
Huh? What do you want to do, Zhongli?
Treading old ground, telling old stories.
Ja.
One cannot help but be reminded of old acquaintances.
Aber erst will ich die Kiste. Gib sie mir. Okay. So, wartet. Oh. Da müssen wir aber gleich klettern, wa? So, wartet mal. Ich glaube, wir kamen hier irgendwie... Warte mal, irgendwo kamen wir hoch, das weiß ich. Nee, hier ist, glaube ich, falsch. Kann man nicht hier irgendwo hoch? Ah, ich glaube von hier, ne?
Race you!
Wir haben es gleich geschafft, meine Lieben. Part 1 ist gleich beendet. Hihi. Aber war cool, ne? Ich finde die Geschichten auch um andere Götter, das ist mega interessant. Und es ist schade, dass sie quasi wegen ihrer Gutmütigkeit sterben musste, weil weil ihre Anhänger, sage ich jetzt einfach mal, ihre Untergebenen, kann man Untergebenen sagen, weil sie Angst hatten, dass sie nicht beschützen könnte. Oh, au, au. Au, das hat wehgetan. Oh! Ja, da ist es wieder, die Stärksten überleben, ne? Und die Schwachen werden ausgesiebt. Auch wenn sie nett waren zu ihren Leuten. Oh mein Gott, da ist ein Doppelgänger. Oh!
Now, I mentioned before that many gods of old have been sealed beneath the Guyenstone Forest. The Adepti have presently handed Liyue over to mortals, and Havria's time was even further in the past. The Salt Chalice and Salt Ruler that she left behind should not return to Liyue. To leave them here is to let them slumber. And it is also a homecoming.
Also, was sollen wir deiner Ansicht nach machen?
I ended an era with my own two hands. I've always wondered how I should remember that which I ended. History records, but history may be changed. This incident proved that. Time is a mighty force, and history's twist in its flow. I need to find a better way of recording history in order to engrave its truth. Stone carvings were one such ancient method, but unchanging stone, immovable earth, even one such as myself. Someday we may
Du
all
darfst nicht
disappear.
verschwinden, my boy.
Zhongli.
Therefore, I thought of you, traveler. You are one who crosses the celestial atlas, and who passes through countless worlds. If our history is engraved in your memory, it will one day accompany you into another world. As long as a traveler like you is able to record what happened, then a backup of sorts will exist for times and tides of Tevat.
Deswegen sollten wir mitkommen. Also hast du mich nicht nur mitgebracht, um Schätze zu finden.
Sounds like tough work.
Paimon, dafür
Now
gibt's
then.
was zu essen.
It is time that we consigned both the Salt Chalice and Salt Ruler to the sea.
Ja.
Why do we need to throw them into the sea?
As I said before, this is the place to which the remnants of many bygone gods are consigned. This includes Osial, Overlord of the Vortex, who the Jade Chamber most recently returned to this ocean prison.
Also ich bin nicht schuld dran, ne?
Thousands of years ago, the Adepti and I fought against the turmoil that plagued every corner of this land. Guyan Stone Forest, where I sealed many gods with my spears. After so long, naught but folktales remain. Osial, you and I were foes, but our ancient grudge is but a bygone memory now. May that which Havria has left behind be yours to subsume. And thus another spark of divinity departs from Liyue. My legacy shall now be left to those who come after to debate.
Und damit haben wir diesen Auftrag abgeschlossen, meine Lieben. Yeah. Jetzt können wir Part 2 anfangen zu spielen. Und das ist auch der Part, auf den ich aus bin. Damit wir gemeinsam spielen können, meine Lieben. Aber das seht ihr dann, wenn wir das hier beginnen. Ich denke, ich werde gleich nochmal Xingqius Quest beenden, damit ich meinen Multiplayer wieder freispielen kann. Und eventuell in der Aufnahme ziehen wir, oder versuchen wir vielleicht Furina zu ziehen. Ich meine, auch wenn sie mir momentan noch nichts nützt, aber vielleicht. Ich meine, ich kann nur 3-mal ziehen. Aber ich gebe die Hoffnung nicht auf. Also dann, meine Lieben. Ich hoffe, es war jetzt nicht ganz so schlimm mit meiner Stimme und damit, und ihr kommt damit klar, dass ich mich ein bisschen seltsam anhöre. Nicht, dass ich mich sonst nicht seltsam anhöre, aber heute besonders. Ich danke euch fürs Zusehen und wir sehen uns dann im nächsten Part wieder von Genshin Impact. Und bis dahin, bye bye!